In this video, I want to talk to you about something that everyone wants, but very few people understand, and even fewer people have, and that is success. Most people think that success is entirely psychological, and in this video, you're going to discover that it's predominantly biological. Come on in. So when I just said that success is biological, not psychological or predominantly psychological, you probably started wondering, well, what do I mean by that? Because you probably have never heard that before. When people talk about habits, and you see people talking about habits all the time, and even this video, I'm talking about habits even more, because habits are so vital to your success. So let's go back to the topic of this video and the headline, when I said that success is actually biological, not psychological. What do I mean by that? Well, you've read all the motivational books and you've seen it all over the years. You probably, like me many years ago, read a bazillion books on success and money and achievement and peak performance and all this kind of stuff. But have you ever noticed, if you're one of those people that have done that because you're always seeking things and you're always wondering and you're always trying to create more things in your life, you ever noticed that you might read a ton of books like I did? At one point in my life, literally, I had over 5,000 books in my library, and they were all peak performance, success, achievement, all this kind of stuff. But what I noticed is they all talked about mindset, and something that, I've shot a video on. They all talk about mindset, and they talk about psychological stuff. But very few books talk about what I'm going to share with you in this video. They talk about habits. Now, pretty much many people touch on habits, but they really don't dig deep biologically and neurologically. Now let me explain what I mean by that. And when you get this, it's quite literally freeing. It will be freeing for you, and it will change the way that you approach what you do. Okay, let's dig in here very quickly. So anytime that you say, I want to make $1 million or 100,000, or I want a new home, or I want to be successful, that's all left brain analytical. And you hear me talk a lot about the brain in these videos. Three predominant parts of the brain. The prefrontal cortex, which is the thinking part of the brain, which is the part of the brain, your part of the brain listening to me now. Then we have the middle brain, the limbic system, the mammalian brain, the emotional brain. And then we have the oldest part of the brain called the reptilian brain. It's the part of the brain that houses our habits. Now, you might have heard me say this before, maybe not. But you don't get what you want in life. Because think about that. You want a lot of things. You want the homes and the car and the money and the jobs. That's not what you get. What you get is your habits. Consider that for a moment. What you get is your habits. See, because people generally look at the outcome they want, but most people never think about what habits do I need to create create and have habits. What habits do I need to create the outcomes that I want? People only focus on the outcomes, which are all psychological, but the habits are biological and neurological, and people never focus on that. By this point in the video, it's probably pretty obvious to you that if you want to create more in life, and this is what I tell people, and they have a hard time getting their mind around it, is I will tell people, stop focusing on what you believe or what you think that you want. And the reason why is because, most people get into self-deception when it comes to even what they believe. I'll say, for example, do you believe you can make $1 million? And people will say, well, absolutely, I believe it because I've seen other people do it. Yet, end of the day, they do not do it. Why? Well, again, they're probably into self-deception, but most importantly, they can't create the $1 million because they do not have the brain-based habits they need to create the behaviors to create the $1 million. When you get that aha moment, which is obviously you're becoming conscious of this, that's when the conscious transformation happens, and then that's when your life actually shifts in a major way. So obviously I say on every video, I can only do so much here in this video, and I've created a podcast episode for you. So click the link here in the video and I'll catch you over on the podcast episode.